right, on our way to Corns, and we're taking a taxi there instead of taking the train because it's a lot easier. And yeah, we're gonna go check out some cool car parts in general, and talk to our friends over there. Here's the shop outside. They have a giant Dunlop sign.
Hey guys, my name's Marcello. I work here at Car Make Corns Japan. Come here for a tour of the shop. So here's just our main work area. We get all our customers' cars doing standard things like, oil changes or modifications, sometimes engine swaps, overhauls, rebuilds, that kind of stuff. All that, super technical stuff. Some of it might get sent off to like an engine shop, but most of the time it's just pretty much most things get done in-house here. Here's Shinya, our main mechanic. Say hi.
He has a couple of Miatas, and he drifts, right?
Roadster 2台持ってる. Yeah, so he's got two cars, and yeah, they go sideways, they don't go straight. So that's just the way it is. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's one of our NCs for sale, in case anybody is interested in a moderately cheap NC.
JDM NC.
Yeah, it does come with corn seats, but that's about it in terms of aftermarket parts. So yeah, come through into the shop. It's our visitor center.
Are you saying we're aliens?
Oh yeah, everyone's an alien here. Alrighty, so
what do we got over here?
yeah, our popular items here are the Corns parking signs. So as of somewhat recently, we've switched to a slightly smaller version because everybody that comes from overseas cannot fit like our old version in like their standard backpack, and they don't want to break it. So
that makes sense.
as you can imagine, we've got to change up the sizing. So we've got a whole bunch of things, like this is just a blue NA, but we've got NA, NB, NC, and ND models in all kind of makes and sizes. This is probably the most recent version of the sign. So it's
Ooh.
due to the 30th anniversary orange ND coming out, decided to make a mix-up and get all of them at once.
Oh wow, they look like baby pins.
Yeah, little baby pins.
Awesome.
Nice. I'll just put that back down on the seat.
What wing is that up there?
This one's a Garage Very trunk one. So let's see if I can get it down without knocking anything else over. Yeah, standard kind of GV panel. I'm not sure if you can see. There we go.
Let's just bolt on. Is that adhesive on?
GV tends to come with tape, but also sometimes they provide bolts and nuts, but not all the time. In this case, it looks like no fastening equipment, so it's up to you.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Sometimes they give you instructions, sometimes they do not.
Right.
Yeah.
They're on the wall right here. These are all your shift knobs.
Oh yeah, so these are the Corns original ones. So
These are more for what, the NCs?
no, it's like I mean the thread pattern matches. I'm pretty sure most of the models. So it's like most of the customers that tend to buy these have like NAs or NBs. So the 5-speed models are the most common because over here people prefer the ratios of 5 speeds over 6 speeds. Especially at circuits, because sometimes you kind of end up shifting too much on a 6-speed if you've got a really high final drive.
Right.
But it's all personal preference, and it comes down to what track you're at. So, and then yeah, this is the same thing, but just a leather variant, and it's ever so slightly heavier. So if you prefer a kind of more meaty feeling in your shifter, but I mean, mind you, it's not like the 400 or 500 gram kind of shift knobs that are just like billet kind of weights. But in terms of,
I got one of those.
yeah, they do feel nice, but yeah, just. I don't think you can get something of that size that heavier.
And the next wall right here is just a rebuild items for the shifter assembly. Just
yeah, just kind of general, shifter parts, shifter surrounds. So
you guys carry a bunch of OEM parts here.
Lots of OEM parts. So yeah, what I was surprised by when I first started working here was that pretty much all OEM parts here actually we're not making a profit, pretty much. So it's like that is just how much we get charged for an OEM part. So everything here is just stocked and just gets billed as it is to the customer.
Wow.
So yeah, that's just like Mazda RRP price. So oh yeah, if you want some memes, everyone's got a broken dipstick.
Yes.
So do please order one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just ordered a new dipstick tube as well.
Those don't break as often. But
No. They do corrode though, and
Yeah.
mine looked like crap, so I
They
took
do
it off.
corrode.
Awesome. And then what exhaust is that down there?
This one's for an ND. So I'll move this one out the way. Yeah.
That looks super JDM.
It is very Japanese in the sense that you'll probably have to remove it. It is quite loud when combined with an aftermarket mid-pipe, but if it's just a muffler on its own, it gives a pretty kind of decent tone.
Really?
So yeah.
So does that come as a exhaust system or just a muffler?
This, in this case, is just the muffler itself.
What brand is that?
This is a Korn's original.
Wow. I love the double wall slash cut. That's
is nifty.
awesome. And that's for an ND.
This is for an ND, correct?
What about for the NA people?
For the NA people, I don't think we've got any in this section right here, but I can show you guys later at back.
Interesting. Okay. What toe hook is that?
This one?
Yeah.
I am not sure. これどのメーカーか知ってる？お、これも奥山。Yeah, so these ones are the Okayama ones. So, oh, Beat Rush is it? Okay, sorry, my bad. This one's a Beat Rush one, but the other popular road toe hooks are the ones here from Okayama. So they're a bit
Nice.
weighty, and unfortunately, pretty much every automaker in Japan, regardless of OEM or aftermarket, has increased their prices recently because Japan's GST, their just goods and services tax, has gone up from 8% to 10%. So
Wow.
everything is getting more and more expensive, regardless of cars or whatever.
There you go, guys. All your JDM parts are gonna go up.
So yeah, buy now, whether it's from us or any other shop. If you want Japanese parts, now is the time before people start jacking up their prices, unfortunately.
Right. And then up there is a GV panel.
That is a GB panel, no lights, just the panel itself.
Right. That's the legit panel too, because a lot of people actually make replicas back in the States, and you know, the word or the name GV panel is almost like tissue.
Yeah, it's
People just
GV
call it,
style.
that's a GV panel, but people don't know that, you know, GV, Garage Very, is an actual brand and they make their own, so
Yeah,
that's the legit stuff.
most people combine this with the lights from, I believe it's a Mazda Porter, to complete that kind of the
Nostalgic old school
yeah,
look.
the generic nostalgic one.
Right.
And
Not like what I brought here. I brought them a sample of
Yeah.
the Hydron lights, and they're gonna test this out and see how it looks, but I brought it to Japan so they can actually look at it. I like the modern style.
It is quite nice. I'm quite excited to see those when they light up because they look very bright, like blinding bright. Looks
They're
awesome.
insane. And then these are just like a local brand stuff, with very Japanese. I've never even seen
Yeah,
these.
so Waco's is like kind of one of the big general automotive suppliers in terms of oils and general lubricants, that kind of stuff. So it's like, I'm not sure what it would be for the American market.
Like Castrol.
I think it's a bit smaller than that. So it's like, I guess, kind of like, like small automotive stores. Like if it was Australia, we have what's called Super Cheap Auto, just like a generic kind of auto parts store.
I see, I
And
see.
imagine that on a slightly bigger scale, and they also tend to sell their own products as well. So they tend to stock us with a lot of kind of small things like air compressor oils and general stock leak stuff for really pinchy situations that you don't particularly want to use.
Sweet.
But it'll get you out of a bind.
Okay.
So that is the main thing.
This seat right here, is that the same one that we sat on earlier?
This, yeah, that is the same one that we sat on earlier. Move this out the way for you. So this one is the kind of caramel tan color combination. I'll get it out of the plastic.
Now, is that actual leather or is that
This is actual leather.
synthetic material or?
Oh no, it's leather. So at the moment, we're working with our suppliers to be able to source the OEM tan color, but that is
Wow.
an incredibly hard color to source in terms of general leathers. So for the moment, unfortunately, we've only got these and reds, I believe. But yeah,
Interesting.
this one's leather with the mesh kind of inner liner. So
I like
Good
that.
fun.
How much do those go for?
コンバーケっていくらだっけ? So 66,000 yen. And then these ones are in the 70,000 range, sorry, because these are the leather ones. So these suede ones are slightly cheaper than the full-on leather ones.
Ah, pretty. I love them. If I didn't already have Recaros in my car, I would totally buy a set. And then moving along. We got, those just hardware in that little container right there.
This is the container that will probably be your dream if you're kind of planning on restoring every kind of interior component at once. So if you take a look in what we got inside here, pretty much, you know, your bonnet fasteners and all those tiny little plastic parts.
Yes.
We've got pretty much everything. Even clutch pins. Like, I didn't realize that these broke that often.
Huh.
After replacing a few.
Interesting.
They do break. You do need them because they're used for, you know, closed loop idle control and stuff. Yeah, and yeah, door springs, these also break, so.
Oh my God. The clutch pins, these go in the, these are like the little stops in your pedal. And I actually need to buy some from you because I used a jerry rig method to do it. But they do break because mine broke, so yes.
Yeah, they do break, but pretty much.
For all the people watching this,
Yeah.
they carry that stuff.
Get all your plastic parts here because we do have pretty much anything that often breaks, we would most likely stock it for at least NAs and NBs. NDs, nothing's really breaking yet, so we haven't got any of their stuff in stock, unfortunately.
Right.
Wait till maybe another 5 years when people start breaking them, but yeah.
Awesome. And these headlights are just regular halogens, huh?
Yeah, so these are kind of just, we keep them on stock because a lot of the time people will come in a pinch just before they've got to take their car through what's called shukken. So shukken is like a roadworthiness test that a car must go through every 2 years in Japan. And
so if you have illegal parts, you take it off before you go to the test and then put
essentially,
it back on
then you put it back on after you pass the test. But yeah, these are just kind of generic lamps that you put on for the test if you just don't have any stock ones laying around at home and you're in a pinch.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool. Then on the wall, you got some carbon weasel stuff that we were looking at earlier.
That's correct, yeah. So those are straight from the UK. So these are the spark plug covers that was on the demo car that we just took a ride in.
Yep.
And then the side step stuff as well. And, you know, fuel tank covers. All these are from the UK as well.
This is stuff that you won't see unless you take out your carpet, because this is under the carpet.
That's correct.
Right. And then this is not for an NA, is it?
That's the engine cover. これも carbon whistle? Yeah, so these are also from carbon whistle, and then there's just your cam cover.
That fits the NA. Why does it look different? Interesting.
I think like the Maruta one kind of sticks out a bit more from memory, but this one also fits. So.
Do they make the bottom end pieces too? Because that's just the top, right? So they have like the bottom areas too.
I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen in him making like the actual timing kind of parts where it's got all the markings and stuff.
Right.
I think you're probably just better off leaving with OEM in case you have to actually adjust things. So.
Right. Then these are the radiator cooling plates.
That's correct. Yeah.
And then this is for the side sills.
That's right. Yeah.
Interesting. Super clean.
Just out of interest, they're not for sale, but the seats and the table are also
yes, the
covered
seats
as well.
are. That's awesome. And then over here, the cowling panel.
Yeah.
So, will that fit left-hand drive cars?
That is a question that I get asked a lot from our American friends that come down to visit.
Yes.
The answer is I don't know. I'm sorry.
Damn it! Yeah.
A lot of our things are just kind of designed for just right-hand drive because Japan, Australia, and England are all right-hand drive.
Right. Like if you buy a carbine bar, the master cylinder brace is on the other side because obviously it's JDM. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing,
sucks.
right? So a lot of people from the US are asking questions about like master cylinder stoppers,
Right.
But I'm like, in this particular case, you may be able to use it because it's not connected to a strut power or something.
Right.
I would recommend that you can at least double check on the internet, maybe even triple check to see if that exact model of stopper is compatible with your car, because unfortunately we don't have any left-hand drive cars to test things on. So.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
That wood grain steering wheel, what is that, a Nardi?
I believe that is the Nutty.
That's awesome. And they have the baby versions of these things too.
Yeah.
Right? They're over there in the corner. Where are they?
Oh, the keychain ones.
The keychain steering wheels. Look at these guys.
Yeah, man. If you don't want to get pulled over by police for having aftermarket steering wheel,
That's
then
insane.
here you go. Hang it on your wallet and tell everyone you drove with a Nardi.
Awesome. What's in this case?
In this case, yeah, sure. So we've got an array of mirrors here. So this one is the Runabout S800 mirror. So when you buy it, it will come as a set. It's just got the one on display.
How does it mount on the back? Okay.
It's a chrome plating, and yeah, it's just kind of just like that. The box itself will come with the rest of the mounting hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the other one from Runabout is the M2 one, which is this one. I think this is probably the most popular kind of mirror style that I've seen in Japan, at least. I'm not sure about elsewhere, but these are pretty dandy. They have got that kind of like bullet-like profile.
Wow, that looks heavy.
It's a bit heavy, but like
Nice.
probably not as heavy as the auto mirrors.
Right.
Stock car, so. And then last but not least, these are the Corn's original mirrors, and these are the lightweight ones. So they use your OEM hardware to bolt back on, or if you're putting it on not a MIATA MX-5 Roadster, it also comes with screws and other fastening things, so you might be able to attach it to maybe a Z or something where you put it on the bonnet.
Right.
But these look really good on NAs and even MBs.
Nice.
Aside from that, we've got a few other goodies.
Those marker lights are up there, is that for the fender? The amber one, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm pointing at it on my screen. My screen, it's
those ones.
yeah.
Those are for the fenders.
Nice.
So,
Is that for a NA?
I
Different
think
year.
NAs and MBs are interchangeable, aren't they? I believe they are interchangeable. Yeah.
Oh, you got to talk about those rear view mirrors. People ask me about
Oh.
mine all the time. Those are the Zoom engineering mirrors, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So these are both zoom. This is one of the signs. So this is just the flat kind of type.
Turn
the
it
other
around.
one is much more curved.
Yeah, look at that beauty. That's awesome. And they do sell them here, so if you guys are interested in those mirrors, hit them up.
Yeah.
That is sexy. And then the other ones over there
And then
have
this
a
is the
different
other one.
profile.
This one, my friend's got this one. So it's a wide angle one, and yeah, it's quite interesting. So they generally come with like a blue tint
Right.
to stop your eyes from getting strained if a car's behind you, just like, sending a high beam at you at full capacity.
Yeah.
So in order to slightly diminish that, they do make it a bit darker, which is nice.
That is awesome.
But take a look at that funky shape. I don't know like how it really
I don't know,
benefits
man.
you, but it's interesting to look at. So
Yeah,
there's
I didn't get that one because of that. I got the other one. It's more symmetrical, but yeah, that looks nice. And those mirror caps right there, that's for a newer car, right?
These
NBs?
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are just carbon covers for the ND OEM mirrors. So they just slap on with tape, as you can see. There's tape already fitted. It's not a mirror replacement, it's just a mirror cover. But yeah, we've started making a bunch of carbon parts for NDs, and that's one of them.
Nice.
So there's that.
You got rings and door.
Yeah, we've got the AC rings and stuff, and then these are for the door handles, I believe.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's awesome. And then the door handles, the interior door handles up there, I'm taking that home today, but talk about those.
Like these, yeah, so KG Works is one of probably the most popular aftermarket brands in terms of parts for Miatas MX-5 Roadsters. So these ones, I don't particularly want to take them out of the package right now.
Right.
But yeah,
I could see it.
the chrome look and the handle differentiates it because it's a pull type, and rather than the standard kind of ring that you can use in the stock car,
Right.
just something different.
That's awesome. I like that. I don't like a lot of chrome or shiny stuff on my car, but that looks awesome, and it replaces the factory plasticky feel that I
That's correct.
really hate. Oh, well, what else we got here? On the right side, explain those wheels, because some people will think those are Steelies. They're
yeah,
actually not steel
so-
wheels.
If you're Australian like I am, you probably think that this is for summer nuts, but no, these aren't steelies. These are aluminium or aluminum for our US people. They're quite light for what they are. So we have these in two sizes, 14 inch and 15 inch. And then obviously the 14 inches are lighter, but for aluminium wheels, they're quite light. You can pick them up quite easily. Obviously a different story once you've got tyres mounted on them, but
15s only, right? No 16s, no 14s?
no 16s or anything. At the moment, they're considering making a slightly larger size for the NCs because a lot of people are buying NCs now as just purely track cars.
Right.
Because they are a good car on the track.
Right.
Regardless of what you think they might look like.
Big whales?
Yeah.
Yachts?
So, yeah,
That's awesome, dude. I like that. I like this finish right here. Is this like a gray or a gold? Am I seeing things?
this one here,
Yeah, is that just a gray?
that is a one-off. So like it's like a kind of wet. Yeah, it is grey, but I'm not sure if this one's even still sold anymore. I think this is like one of the first kind of early demo runs of when we were making the CMC wheels.
I like that. Looks great. Then more knickknacks up there, more OE parts hanging on the.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, we've got all the stickers and stuff. Lots of Club NA things and yeah. So if you guys don't know, Club NA is just pretty much one guy that makes a whole bunch of things for like MX-5s, Roadsters, Miatas in general. Like if you look here, sorry, all these mug cups, like
Oh, right.
here we go. Like I love ND, NSR, RF, all that kind of stuff. This guy just kind of hand makes everything. So
Wow.
he's a cool guy. The same as, it's not the same guy that makes our leather keychains because those are pretty much the most popular keychains that we get asked for all the time. Unfortunately, we are out of stock at the moment. We are waiting to get more, but all the leather made goods are handmade in terms of the keychains. So please be patient as we get them in.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go to the back because we walked around there earlier and there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
up
no
there. I
worries.
mean, some people would call the back kind of like a junkyard, but I like it. It's pretty awesome. It's a JDM junkyard.
So that's one of our customers' cars at the moment. It's getting kind of, not rebuilt, but it's been sitting around for quite a long time. So it's just asked us to give it a good look over and fix any problems that it's got. At the moment, it doesn't really want to start. And then you'll be able to see in a minute why. So this particular customer's car has been converted to carburetors of all things. So switching out the old reliable fuel injection to that cool, old school analog screwdriver adjustment carburetors.
Carb ITVs. Interesting.
They sound pretty good, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth the trade-off of removing fuel injection and being like, reliable in all forms of weather, or do you want, that old analog life?
That's interesting. What do you do with the ECU then?
So the ECU in this case is still left in stock, and the ECU is only controlling the ignition timing. So this particular one has been converted to the Toyota Cops.
Which kind of blows my mind because he wants to go old school carburetor, but then goes new school coil on plugs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand some people, but me personally, I wouldn't put carburetors on a fuel-injected vehicle.
Right.
But I guess some people really want to, and then that's their choice.
Cool.
Who am I to say anything against that? But yeah, it's the ECU is still just the stock one, and it's just controlling the ignition timing. But it's just the coils are being converted to the Toyota Yaris ones. A lot of people tend to do that. If you do that yourself, make sure you've got an aftermarket ECU so you can adjust the dwell time for the coil packs. Otherwise, these will burn out, and we're trying to diagnose if that is the problem at the moment.
Okay.
Right.
And what's behind us right now?
Right is behind us is this pile of engines. So
Wow.
predominantly NA6, NA8 engines. There's a few NC ones kind of mixed in there, but these all came out of customers' cars because they either failed at the track from, say, oil starvation, or for whatever reason, maybe they just didn't do any cool down laps.
Right.
And these are all blown. They're not like blown to pieces blown, more like kind of needs head gasket, probably new piston rings, maybe pistons, but like not like block is cracked kind of levels of blown.
Wow.
Still mendable.
Wow. And are these just something you guys keep here? Or you guys sell these or?
They're generally just kept here for whenever people do want like a spare engine to start rebuilding if their engine is already on their way out.
Right.
So if you've got like relatively high mileage on one engine and you're thinking of, the easiest way to like kind of just get it up and running the next day.
Right.
Like if it's just an engine swap, you can do it pretty quick, especially if you've got a hoist. So that way you can just start building an engine on the side, put in any aftermarket parts if you want in it, like say maybe higher compression pistons or lower compression if you decide to go turbo or something. And then that way you can just kind of slap together and then just drop it in rather than kind of taking one out, rebuilding it, wasting like a week or two, and putting it back in. So those are there. I mean, they are for sale if you want, but like they don't cost much, but it's just a matter of how you're going to transport them, because it is heavyweight.
Awesome. And then upstairs, what's upstairs?
Upstairs is just more of our stock. Watch your step, because as you can see, it is quite the incline.
Well, we went to a bar last night that's same and then a lot shorter or narrower, so it kind of blows my mind how people not get hurt around here. All right.
Yeah, so we just got a whole bunch of kind of miscellaneous parts up here, but mainly it's just the exhaust storage. So those just random NB, NA seat. These doors are from, well, they used to be from that car, as you can see.
I see.
I'm not sure what's actually happening. I think that particular car used to be one of our kind of race cars that our driver drove, but then we just kind of retired that one and then a customer bought it, and now it's just being kind of reworked.
Ah, okay.
So if you look here, we have our NB exhausts. So these are the center sections. Depending on which version of the NB exhaust you get, you just get different flanges. And like, you might want that with a solid mid pipe that has no flange or whatever. Things can be custom ordered. It'll just take a bit longer, but what we have on stock is here. And then we have the rest of our exhausts. So these are the kind of mid pipe portions of the NA Corns exhausts. And then a few NC mufflers. They are somewhat popular because people still do race NCs.
Interesting.
And
What's up with these floor mats?
These floor mats are, they're like half okay, half not. So it's like debatable as to whether we'll use them ourselves or it's something that we're going to sell.
Oh, this is a new product. Is this your Corns product?
Oh, no. These are just out of cars that have been here, like that used to be Corns cars or whatever. So like this one's in semi-okay condition.
Who makes these? Who makes those?
Oh, this is just normal kind of, I think Mazda ones from memory.
Are they OE?
Yeah, so OE, there's a few designs that only Japan got. Like, so Japan had checkered ones for some of the limited models. But this one, I think you can still order like this particular one from Mazda itself with these kind of
Really?
blotchy bits, yeah.
I guess it depends on if it's left-hand drive or right-hand drive, correct?
Yeah, that's
Another
thing.
slap
I can
that
only
on my
speak
car.
for the right-hand drive market. I don't know the rest.
What's up with these lips?
Yeah, so these lips, I think this is the same one. So RS Products, the same guy that makes a few of like kind of interior kind of panel things, makes this lip for MB1s that looks similar but not the same to OEM MB1 lips. And they are getting harder and harder to find by the day. This one's probably not the best one, I think. There we go. That gives a better kind of outline as to the cutout that you'd expect to see.
Interesting. Okay.
And
Nice.
yeah, for MB1s. We do have a few MB2 things in stock, but MB2s aren't that popular over here in terms of, you know, especially young people buying them.
Right.
So at the moment it's just kind of still NA6s, NA8s, and yeah. And the rest is just kind of
Storage.
random junk and storage, so nothing much interesting else to see.
Sweet, man. Well, thanks for the tour.
No worries, dude.